Republican presidential debate.
I have no problem with being competitive.
We need to repeal every rule that Barack Obama has in terms of work in progress.
What I do have a problem with is being lied about.
We actually, yes, have to hold government officials accountable for their performance.
5 major agencies that I would eliminate. I'll tell you about Wall Street. There's too much greed. The IRS, the Department of Commerce, the Department of Energy, the Department of Commerce, and HUD.
Marco, how is it conservative? How is it conservative to add $1 trillion expenditure for the federal government?
If you raise the minimum wage, you're going to make people more expensive than a machine.
Taxes too high, wages too high. We're not going to be able to compete against the world. I hate to say it, but we have to leave it the way it is.
I would not raise it.
If we do what needs to be done, tax reform, regulatory reform, fully utilize our energy resources, repeal and replace Obamacare, and modernize higher education, then we can grasp the potential and the promise of this new economy.
Lower taxes, lower spending. I have rolled out a bold and simple flat tax, 10% for every American that would produce booming growth.
When you balance the budget and you cut taxes, people get work.
Mother is going to bed afraid for her children's future. And the reason she's afraid for her children's future is because we've had problems for a long time.
We have to stop illegal immigration.
We need to control our border just like people have to control who goes in and out of their house.
But we have no choice if we're going to run our country properly and if we're going to be a country.
If they've been law-abiding, they pay a penalty, they get to stay, we protect the wall, anybody else comes over, they go back. But for the 11 million people, come on, folks, we all know you can't pick them up and ship them back across the border. It's a silly argument.
You're lucky in Ohio that you struck oil, that's for one thing.
Thank you, Donald, for allowing me to speak at the debate. That's really nice of you. Really appreciate that. 12 million illegal immigrants, to send them back, 500,000 a month, is just not possible.
For a million of Americans at home watching this, it is a very personal economic issue. And I will say the politics of it would be very, very different if a bunch of lawyers or bankers were crossing the Rio Grande.
Governor Bush, what is the biggest threat facing America today?
I'd say it is Islamic terrorism.
As far as Syria, I like if Putin wants to go in, and I got to know him very well because we were both on 60 Minutes. We were stablemates, and we did very well that night.
One of the reasons I said that I would not be talking to Vladimir Putin right now, although I have met him as well, not in a green room for a show, but in a private meeting.
We're not going to be the world's policeman, but we sure as heck better be the world's leader. There's a huge difference where without us leading, voids are filled.
The Egyptians, the Saudis, the Kuwaitis, the Bahrainis, the Emiratis, the Kurds, all of these people I know, by the way, understand ISIS is their fight, but they must see leadership, support, and resolve from the United States of America.
Ronald Reagan was strong, but Ronald Reagan didn't.
Ronald Reagan walked away at Reykjavik. He walked away. He quit talking when it was time to quit talking.
You keep interrupting everybody.
Yeah.
Boy, terrible.
Yeah. Can you be a fiscal conservative if you don't conserve all of the money?
My 16-year-olds, I worry about what their life is going to be like. I don't think we need an agitator-in-chief or a divider-in-chief. We need a commander-in-chief.
What ties Americans together is we are all the children of those who...
Video, time.com.